right, kicking off another deep dive. And let me tell you, I am pumped for this one. Music's on the menu today, folks. Big thanks to Dulaxi for always fueling these sonic explorations. You know, we couldn't do it without them. But enough about that. Let's get down to business. We're going to be rocking out with the 351’s. They're this punk band straight out of Quebec City, known for their wild live shows. But this new EP, Against All Odds, it's something else, man.
Oh, yeah. The reviewer really hyped up their sound, too. Like raw, energy, heavy guitars and this electrifying journey kind of vibe. Definitely caught my ear.
For sure, for sure. And get this. They're blending 80s punk with Aussie pub rock. Now, that's a combo you don't stumble across every day.
Yeah, talk about a unique flavor. So Aussie pub rock, think AC/DC Rose Tattoo, that kind of scene. It's all about that bluesy grit working class sound. Raw, powerful, meant to get you moving. And you slam that together with the speed and aggression of 80s punk like Black Flag or the Misfits, and boom, you got something totally fresh. It's still raw and energetic, but layered, intricate. Packs a serious punch.
Okay, now you're talking. I can practically hear it already. So listeners, picture this. The intensity of a packed punk show in some dimly lit basement. But with the anthemic energy of AC/DC blasting through the speakers, does that sound like your kind of jam? Because Against All Odds, it dropped February 7th, 2025, and is where this all comes together. Supposedly their strongest work yet, which is saying something because their last EP, No Replacement for Displacement, was critically acclaimed.
Yeah, they've really hit their stride, it seems. And that title, Against All Odds, man, it just sets the mood, you know? You can feel the resilience and defiance baked right in.
Oh, yeah. Like a mission statement almost. What kind of themes or emotions do you think we might run into based on the title alone?
Well, you got to consider the whole punk ethos, right? Always challenging the status quo, fighting for what you believe in, even when it feels like the world's against you. So Against All Odds, it could reflect that struggle, you know? A declaration that they're not backing down no matter what obstacles get thrown their way.
I love that. Like a rallying cry for anyone who's ever felt like an outsider or been told they can't achieve something.
You got it. It speaks to the universal desire to overcome challenges and prove the doubters wrong. And it seems like the 351's are doing just that with the CP.
Well, let's get into the nitty-gritty, shall we? The reviewer highlighted 2 tracks specifically, King of Nothing, the opener, and Rupture, the closer.
Great picks. I'm really interested to hear how they use those to frame the whole experience.
Same here. So King of Nothing, apparently it starts with this incredible buildup, like a deep rumble. The reviewer said it's like an engine revving up. Then it explodes into this full-on sonic assault.
Man, that's how you grab someone's attention right from the get-go. You're pulled right into their world, and that anticipation builds until, bam, they hit you with everything they've got. Classic punk move, but done with such precision and energy.
I'm ready to mosh just thinking about it. And it's not just about the sonic aggression either. The reviewer mentioned the lyrics are all about defiance, about refusing to be defined by other people's expectations. They called it a rallying cry. What kind of rallying cry do you think we're dealing with here? Who's this song speaking to?
That's a good question. I think it taps into that feeling of being underestimated. You know, like when you're told you're not good enough or that you'll never amount to anything, it's that voice inside that says, screw that, I'm going to prove you wrong.
I can definitely see that, like an anthem for anyone who's ever felt like an underdog.
Exactly. And that's a powerful message, especially these days. We're constantly bombarded with messages about who we should be and what we should aspire to. This song's a reminder that it's okay to be different, to forge your own path and define success on your own terms.
You nailed it. It's not just about being loud. It's about having the courage to be yourself, even when it feels like you're facing the world alone.
And that's the beauty of punk right there. That raw, unapologetic expression of individuality.
It's wild how they structured this EP, though, right?
Yeah.
You start with that explosive anthem and then end with Rupture, which the reviewer said takes a totally different approach.
Oh, yeah, Rupture. It starts off kind of sneaky almost. You get this gentle guitar melody, and then it starts building up, you know? The drums kick in, the vocals get more intense, but then right when you think it's going to explode like King of Nothing, there's this break, a moment of calm before it slams back in even harder.
Sounds like a musical roller coaster from the way the reviewer described it. What do you think the effect of that dynamic structure is?
It's seriously effective at keeping you hooked. You think you know where the song's going, and then bam, they flip the script on you. That drop in intensity before the final explosion, it creates this tension and release that's just so powerful.
Yeah.
You know, it really shows their musicality too, their ability to play with dynamics and structure to create something truly captivating.
And having that as the closing track, the last thing you hear, it must leave a pretty big impact.
Oh, absolutely. The last song on an EP, it really sticks with you. It's the final impression, the feeling you walk away with. and rupture with its buildup and release the quiet moments and explosive energy. It leaves you feeling kind of exhilarated, but also contemplative. Like they're saying, yeah, we can be loud and aggressive, but we can also be nuanced and thoughtful.
The reviewer definitely thought it was a strong closer. And speaking of strong, there's this quote from Kev Berrigan, the vocalist, that I found really interesting. He said the EP's theme is about pushing through, standing tall, and never backing down, which seems to fit perfectly with everything we've been talking about.
It really does, doesn't it? It goes back to that core punk ethos we mentioned before. Challenging norms, finding your voice, refusing to be silenced. That quote, it's like their mission statement, a declaration of their unwavering spirit.
It's that authenticity, the refusal to compromise, that really shines through in their music. But it's not just about the energy and the message. The reviewer was also impressed by the production quality of Against All Odds. They said it's raw and unrefined, but you can still hear each instrument clearly.
Yeah, that's a tough balance to strike, especially with punk. You want to capture that raw, live energy, but you also need clarity so the listener can appreciate all the nuances of the music. Sounds like they found that sweet spot, though. A production style that complements their sound perfectly.
So it's not just about being loud. It's about being loud and clear. It seems like that's a recurring theme with the 351's. They have this powerful message, this energy, and they're delivering it with both precision and passion. And it feels like Against All Odds is where all of that comes together. Now for you listening, what's sticking with you so far? What's piqued your interest? Is it that blend of punk and Aussie pub rock, the defiant lyrics? Or maybe that dynamic songwriting that keeps you on the edge of your seat?
It's incredible how much depth and complexity they've packed into just a handful of songs. It's not just noise, it's a statement. It's a sonic journey that challenges you, excites you, and leaves you wanting more.
It makes you want to hit play right now and hear it for yourself.
Yeah.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into Against All Odds, I got to ask you, listening, does any of this grab you? What stands out the most?
I think what's really cool is that even if punk rock isn't your usual thing, the themes the 351's are exploring in Against All Odds, they're pretty universal.
That's true. This whole idea of pushing through challenges, standing tall, never backing down, that can resonate with anyone, no matter what kind of music they're into.
Yeah, exactly. We all hit roadblocks in life. We all have those moments where we just want to throw in the towel. But music like this, it can be a powerful reminder that we're not alone in those struggles. It gives us the strength to keep fighting, keep pushing forward, even when it feels like the world's against us.
It's like that extra shot of energy and motivation set to a killer soundtrack.
You got it. And that's the beauty of music, right? It
Right.
connects with us on an emotional level, inspires us, reminds us of our own resilience.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Well, folks, there you have it. Our deep dive into the 351's and their incredible new EP, Against All Odds. Hopefully you discovered something new and exciting today, something that makes you want to crank up the volume and embrace that spirit of defiance.
It's music that demands to be heard and felt. So go ahead, give it a listen and see what speaks to you.
And of course, a huge thanks to Dulaxi for making these deep dives possible. Until next time, keep exploring, keep listening, and never be afraid to rock out.